COVID and inflation seeing a summer spike,
I get paid tomorrow and already my whole paycheck is spoken for.
and the epicenter for both is Florida. Vice President Kamala Harris making a Sunshine State stop. And a South Florida man gets reunited with something he lost while visiting the slopes.
I remember the feeling that something had left my pocket.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Leanne Abu Tarbouche.
I'm Amanda Gray. Today is Friday, July 15th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
COVID concerns as rates rise across the U.S., and one of the hotspots is Florida. COVID concerns as rates rise across the U.S., and one of the hotspots is Florida. As bad as the numbers seem to be getting, there are suspicions this morning that they may be underreported.
As the network Jessica Acosta reports, the results of many at-home test kits never make their way to the CDC.
COVID-19 has affected different people in different ways. Infected people have had a wide range of symptoms, reported from mild symptoms to severe illnesses. As we're in our second year of the pandemic, cases have not stopped increasing, especially in Florida. In Florida, the latest numbers show a statewide positivity rate of almost 20%. But what we're not sure of is how many of those are individuals that tested positive with at-home kits. The government provided multiple at-home kits for families to have at home when they ever have symptoms of COVID-19. The only problem here is that these tests don't actually let the government know how many people are positive and who is negative.
In the honor system, if you test positive, you don't show up. And so that's not showing up in the data. So there's certainly more out there.
A recent preprint study based on the health records from the Veterans Administration shows that catching COVID-19 over and over again appears to increase the chances a person will experience new and sometimes lasting health problems after their infection. As the two Omicron subvariants emerge in Florida, the CDC cites as the cause of the recent surge may partially escape in the immunity produced by COVID-19 vaccines and prior infections. But experts say the current vaccines and boosters provide substantial protection against severe disease. Although COVID-19 cases are increasing, there still hasn't been a sign of safety regulations to be put on in Florida. For the South Florida Media Network, I'm Jessica Acosta.
Florida is also one of the states getting hit the hardest by inflation. As the network's Danielle Tabera reports, it's being driven by out-of-control housing prices.
Karen Martin is a single mom raising two boys, making less than $20 an hour.
It was enough, but it's not anymore. I'm not making ends meet. I'm not making it. I'm spending my savings. I get paid tomorrow and already my whole paycheck is spoken for.
Rising gas prices for her 60-mile round-trip commute, the cost to feed her kids, and her rent up from $1,200 a month to $1,500.
Started out a year ago with a good amount in savings because I was going to buy a home. You know, I had like $9,000 saved up, and it's something I'd never been able to accomplish before. And then I just couldn't afford to buy a house, and that money I had saved, it's gone because I can't afford my bills.
Floridians face some of the nation's worst inflation, with prices in the Tampa area up 11.3% in a year, way above the national average, largely driven by the red-hot housing market. Home prices are up 36% and rent 25%.
It's been absolutely mind-blowing.
Marisol Horner is a real estate agent, seeing rising interest rates price out more and more families.
Buyers are a little bit scared in regards to what is the market doing right now.
It's cut her commission in half, as she spends more than $500 a month on gas while raising a 15-month-old son.
So it definitely means less trips, less money for my baby, less money for, daycare and things like that.
The average American household is now spending nearly $500 than they did last year on the same goods and services. In Miami, I'm Danielle Tabera, South Florida Media Network.
The Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade is under debate this morning after a 10-year-old pregnant rape victim is forced to travel out of state for an abortion. 27-year-old Gerson Fuentes has been charged with raping a 10-year-old girl in Ohio, who then had to travel to Indiana to get the procedure. Today, lawmakers are scheduled to vote in the House on two bills that focuses on protecting access to abortion across state lines.
Today, the Trump family mourns the loss of the former president's first wife, Ivana Trump. She died at 73 from natural causes. Her ex-husband went to Twitter to announce this loss yesterday afternoon. He wrote, "A radiant beauty and caring mother and friend, and her pride and joy were her 3 children." Police responded to a call at her apartment yesterday of a possible cardiac arrest, and her death is not considered suspicious.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris getting ready to head back to Washington, D.C. after coming down here to Florida to meet with high-ranking officers at U.S. Central Command in Tampa. Before she attended this meeting yesterday, Vice President Harris met with service and thanked them for their service on behalf of the American people. Earlier in the day, she was in Orlando.
Today, the Miami Marlins are on a roll after beating the Pittsburgh Pirates for the 2nd time in a row. The game was tied for the regular 9 innings, but at the top of the 9th inning, Pirates' O'Neal Cruz collided into Marlins' Miguel Rojas' mouth, causing Miguel to lose a tooth. The game went on for 11 innings with the final score at 2-3. And the Marlins played the Philadelphia Phillies tonight at 6:40.
An out-of-this-world sight visible from Miami.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
When I realized that that's what he did, I knew like this was a special type of person.
When the snow melts in the Rockies, it reveals items lost by skiers. One of those items just got returned to a South Florida man. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Lost and found, a man who calls South Florida home, getting unexpected call after his Colorado vacation. Teen playing Good Samaritan on the slopes as he spends time reuniting people with their lost items.
In Keystone, Colorado, 16-year-old Miles Vale spends his time picking up items that skiers drop with the hope of returning these belongings to their owners. He's found credit cards, ski passes, and other items out on the slopes. Andrew Knoll from Boca Raton lost his iPhone during his annual ski trip to Colorado last winter. He was shocked to find the phone recovered by Miles months later.
When I realized that that's what he did, I knew like this was a special type of person. It was like pure altruism, like the act of going the extra mile without the expectation of getting anything right.
Miles is continuing his work in the community and is currently looking for the owners of 11 phones he found this summer.
Today, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket is catching up to International Space Station after launching in Kennedy Space Center yesterday, 8:44 p.m. This robotic resupply craft mission had 2 stages that separated 2.5 minutes into flight to propel Dragon into orbit. Thankfully, the manned booster landed safely on SpaceX's drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean 7.5 minutes after launch. This cargo Dragon was visible in Miami 30 seconds to 5 minutes after liftoff.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
I'm Leanne Abu Tarbush. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.